What's shaking, YouTubeites? Welcome to Lord of the Long Box presents the Cover Price comic book shakers of the week. Running a little late, but what else you got to do? It's hot as fuck outside. Enjoy yourself. Pump up the AC. And we're going to talk some comic books for you. Shout out to everybody in the live chat while you guys are congregating and chilling out, in this godforsaken heat, man. It's always traditional. It's Freestyle Friday, so we got to bump that freestyle. So let's do a little, let me find it. Little DJ Fresh. Boom.
Bam, son.
It's a man world. 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 Baby talk. Baby talk. Baby talk. Baby talk.
The baddest on the microphone apparatus is here. When I rock a rhyme, often eyes are dropping a tear. It's so beautiful, it's America's landscapes when this man makes lyrics like the syrups that you pour upon your pancakes. My mandate is to grip minds like a handshake. Spit Orlando Lakes and go skinny dip with the fan base. Over any damn breakbeat, I hastily make pastries tastier than anything that Wolfgang makes. So take notes out of suckers, I make coats, lump of some like Bubba Gump fishing on lake boats. I take jokes and turn the comedy into drama. I'm bagging on your mama, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer behind ya. I'm a rhyme writer, lock, stock, smoking the ganja. Rebuttals befuddle, leaving a puddle of saliva, sillies. You couldn't handle Randall when I throw my grammar at you. It hit your head and you would think I threw a hammer at you. I point the camera at you like Herb Ritz. Develop it, then use the pictures to pick up bird shits. You're nervous as the impervious wordsmiths hanging out in Rafa's new crib come with the verses.
Bars
Every time. Every time.
It's Gabe. Someone say what's good with Gabe.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This it's another good old proof of life list this time, guys. So
yeah, but
have fun.
There's
some fun stuff.
Modern tip. I think you got a good chance for maybe, but there's some kind of insane ratios on here.
If anybody has this one book, man, there's some good books on here. I want to see.
Yeah. There's two on here solid.
Yeah.
JB, say what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another fantastic edition of the Shakers list. I'm telling you, this one's going to be good, and you actually may have one or two of these books. Today was the first day of school up here, so I've been celebrating, so you know it's going to be good. Stick around.
All right. This show is sponsored by our friends over at CovrPrice.com. Go to CovrPrice.com for your price guides, collections, and trends. Our top 10 list that we drop every Tuesday at 6 p.m. live. And every Thursday for the comic book shakers. And that's what this here list is. The show is also sponsored by our friends over at My Slabs. If you want to sell some slabs and not pay 10, 15, 20%, what have you, then go over and set up an account on My Slabs. Let's get right to it, boys and girls. As I bring up the graphic. Oh, do we? Oh, let me acknowledge the super chat here.
Acknowledge the man.
Namesh Patel, thank you very much. Thank you for the $25 super chat. I called him out because I'm the wrench on Nearing Nirvana, the comic book women's show, and Namesh is constantly dropping $50 on him. He's a really cool cat. So I was like, hey man, why don't you come on the Lord's show? We're the brother channel. And sure enough, look at that. So I appreciate you, Namesh Patel, for dropping the $25 super, but although it's not 50 though. I'm just kidding. Whatever it takes,
dude,
man.
you're the
Whatever it
man.
takes, man. All right, this list comes from our friends at CovrPrice, focusing on the biggest or most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily shakers list, which changes every several times a day. So after these 10 that we're going to go through right now, we're going to see what's shaking on today's list. So make sure you hang around for that, boys and girls. So let's get right to it, boys and girls. What is the first shaker on the list?
All right, man. We're starting off today's list with something you actually may have. We're talking Avengers issue number 87, originally published in 1971 from Marvel Comics. And let's be honest, when Chadwick Boseman passed away in 2020, I thought that most of the Black Panther keys would take a nosedive and never be heard from again, since he wasn't going to star in that role again. Boy, was I wrong, as his first appearance in Fantastic Four issue 52 sold for $22K in a 9.4 in February, which was the highest sale in the last 3 years. Now, although not nearly a key as his first appearance, this book right here, Avengers number 87, sports an awesome yellow cover and retells the origin of the Black Panther. This book set an all-time high of $2,610 for a CGC 9.8 on August 14th. That was followed up by a real strong sales of $990 for a 9.6 on August 28th and $695 for a 9.4 on August 22nd. This just shows that even though Boseman may be gone, his legendary performance will never be forgotten. Wakanda forever.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah. And I also thought this is the first time he joins the Avengers team too, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, someone in the chat's gonna hit us with that key info.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this is when he joins the Avengers as well. Because I have this too when I was buying, when Black Panther was, but I think it's a nostalgia buy, but it's also, the freaking trailer looks great. Man, I can't wait for it to come out. I just saw a poster for it at the theater. It comes out in November, so it's a great mix of colors. Yes, Doc J, thank you. Yellow, which you really don't see in the silver one. This is right on the border of bronze silver age, right? 71. So really bright pops. So
bronze silver right there, 71, 72.
Yeah, right around the corner, man. We're gonna get to see it, man. So Avengers number 87, the regular edition, because there was a reprint, a Legends reprint, and there's a UK edition. So if you can't afford this, I'm telling you, those UK editions sometimes they can pop in value. So if you've been outpriced on this one, go and look for the UK edition. So Avengers number 87. All right, what do we got up next?
All right, coming up next, another cat-related book. This is Black Cat number 1, J. Scott Campbell. This is cover G, Felicia's Loft Virgin variant. From Marvel 2019, you have to give J. Scott Campbell respect for creating an iconic Spider-Man cover. Attempting to navigate negative feedback on that iconic cover, then doing a parody/homage of that same cover. Campbell did the original cover of this premiere issue, as well as 15 other covers, if you include the trade and Virgin variants. This G Virgin cover is clearly the market favorite, as seen by this week's sales of $180 in a raw near mint copy and in a new all-time high of $395 for a CGC 9.8. Its popularity is obviously due to its mirror image of Amazing Spider-Man 601, which features Mary Jane on the couch instead of Black Cat, as seen in this version. This cover is just a lot of fun and makes a perfect companion piece to the pricey and fan favorite 601, which has a 9.8 fair market value of $368. So they're about the same price for those books.
Dude, J. Scott Campbell knows how to draw The ladies.
It
Oh.
seems like, especially J. Scott Campbell and Black Cat, there's like certain artists that gravitate toward. And thank you, Phantom Realms Comics, for pointing out that Black Panther was already part of the Avengers before the issue 87. So in the live chat, if you guys can find out, hey, what's the first appearance of T'Challa joining the Avengers? That'd be interesting to find out. So there you go. That is your quest. If you dared so take it.
For your
Black Cat
Marvel
number
No
one,
Prize.
the J. Scott Campbell cover G, because there is a shit ton of variants for this. I looked it up on CovrPrice. I was like, good Lord, there's a lot. But, 2019, this was right smack dab in the pandemic, or was the pandemic 2020? It was 2020.
2020
right?
was a
2020.
pandemic, yeah.
Oh,
but this is
man.
still
It's
like
still, this is, he was in the, hit
this
his
is the
height right
key
here, man.
variants.
This is when he's putting out 20 covers.
Yeah. Speaking of artists that are attached with women, not particularly this woman, but he's associated with another decent character, at least I think so. What do we got for the next one?
All right. Next up on the list, we've got Harley Quinn, issue number 1, the Adam Hughes variant. Originally published in 2013 from DC Comics. Now, over the years, Adam Hughes has become a prolific comic book cover artist. His work from the early 90s looks nothing like his current work, as his style started to change with classic runs on Wonder Woman, Tomb Raider, and Catwoman. Some of his covers have reached epic status, such as Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes number 23 and Uncharted issue number 1. Well, this week, this cover for Harley Quinn joined the 1K Club as a 9.8, sold for $1,000 on August 22nd. This is quite a feat, considering Harley Quinn and DC books in general have fallen out of favor with collectors.
Interesting that this day, I swear to God, I've seen this at my LCS, and I just like, meh, and I was just thinking, like, how J. Scott Campbell with Black Cat, like Adam Hughes to me, and Catwoman, right? That they seem, he always seems to love drawing, Catwoman. And this is, I think I echoed this back on our Tuesday show, that Adam Hughes art is, he draws some great covers, but oh Lord, when he does the internals, that is something that's not really done. It like I think Gabe said, it's a young man's game, drawing panel to panel, right? There's very few artists, now. Why do panel to panel when you can get paid just doing covers?
Yeah,
like
I spend 12 hours a
right?
day drawing comics,
Why?
and you could do a
Yeah.
cover in like 4 hours or whatever. Probably.
That's why Jim Chung is one of my favorite artists. He does dope covers and he does dope internals, right? If you think of the days of Image where those guys were spending, that's why the books were always delayed because they were drawing all the panels and everything. So, you get, so that's neither here nor there. But anyways, Harley Quinn, the Adam Hughes variant cover, CGC 9.8 for 1K. Holy cow. All right.
Crazy, man.
Here's an interesting book that kind of just come back again. I think it was on a list a while ago.
Yeah, I love Haunt. So this is Haunt number 1 from Image Comics 2019. What an interesting sale to see for this 1 in 50 black and white variant from Greg Capullo, topping out at $235 for a near mint raw copy. Prior, this book has seen one sale, according to CovrPrice, in a VF grade back in 2021 for $25. Now, Haunt is a lesser known character, but an awesome one. This book marks his first appearance, the ghost of a secret agent who bonds with his brother to become an ectoplasm clad Haunt, and the coming together of a juggernaut creative team featuring Todd McFarlane, Robert Kirkman, Ryan Otley, and Greg Capullo. Haunt had an amazing team behind it until issue number 19, when a new creative took over and shifted the tone of the book, instead making Haunt more of a Spawn supporting character. Most LCSs weren't looking to pick up 50 copies of this book at the time. The creative team was not quite the force they are today. Robert Kirkman was known, but the Walking Dead TV show wouldn't debut until the next year, really skyrocketing him into a household name. The same goes for Capullo, who reached wider audiences once he partnered with Scott Snyder for DC's New 52's relaunch of Batman. Regardless, this is an awesome variant a lucky collector was able to pick up, one that has some potential, as Haunt was recently reintroduced in the core Spawn series as the future of Image Comic As the future of the Image lineup continues to grow, fans are hopping on for new Haunt content.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, that is quite the team. McFarlane, Kirkman, Otley, and Capullo. I
Yeah.
mean, just the I don't know how much they were getting paid for this, but obviously, this is McFarlane's company.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is before Skybound, right? Obviously, before Kirkman, went off into Skybound. Capullo and McFarlane always inking and doing art for each other. But yeah, man.
Capullo was doubling up at this time. He was working on Batman and doing this. He was doing breakdowns for the art for which is like really rough kind of like layouts that Ryan Otley would take over. But he was doing this as a favor to Todd McFarlane while still pumping out Batman pages too. So that's really cool.
That is crazy. All right, so Haunt number 1, black and white, 1 and 50. $235 in a near mint 9.6 to 10.0, somewhere along those lines. That's what CovrPrice could verify. All right, next up is easily my favorite cover on this list because it's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, this is.
Or excuse me, did I say artist? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had a brain fart.
All right, this one's really nice. You guys ready? Next one up is Incredible Hulk issue number 100, the Gray Hulk Michael Turner variant, originally published in 2007 from Marvel Comics. Now, Hulk smash, record high sale price. That's right. Now, this book, one of 2 variant covers illustrated by the late great Michael Turner, same drawing, but Hulk's coloring is shifted gray on this version, just sold for $450 in a CGC graded 9.8. Now, rumors abound about an MCU adaptation of 2007's Planet Hulk comic arc. Wait a minute. Didn't they already do that in Thor Ragnarok? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to a recent scene in She-Hulk Attorney at Law in which we see Mark Ruffalo's Hulk flying through space. This issue is the penultimate chapter of that storyline. Nothing sends speculator blood pressure skyrocketing like MCU speculation. Just go ask Wonder Man. This issue is not only a pivotal chapter of the original Planet Hulk story arc, but also the 100th anniversary issue of Hulk's second self-titled series. The issue has a few additional backup stories, including a reprinting of Hulk's origin. So, take an anniversary issue with a variant cover by a nostalgic 1990 artist and a storyline nerds are speculating will soon be brought to the MCU, and you have a covetous book that just earned a new high sale price.
I mean, just look at that art, dude. It's freaking gorgeous. I mean, Michael Turner just passed away way too young, man. Hell, I that's like a lot of people like, first of all, Incredible Hulk number 100, Gray Hulk, Michael Turner variant from 2007, 9.8 and 450. There are certain people who collect they follow writers or they follow artists. Like when I was young, when I first started collecting, I was following John Byrne. Like from his X-Men to his Fantastic Four to his Alpha Flight, John Byrne was the man when I was like in 6th, 7th grade. But when Michael Turner came out and he did like Witchblade, and before that, I know he did Ballistic and he did another book called Violent Messiahs. But when I saw the Witchblade stuff, it blew my mind. And then the darkness, I mean, that was just incredible. And then there's a Michael Turner documentary where all the guys at Image say, Turner was the best of all of us, and I remember there was like a bidding war from within Image on who, could get Turner in their so-called studio. So, go check it out. It's I always do this, but go check out the documentary about Michael Turner. It's both awesome and sad because, obviously he passed at a young age due to cancer. But, before that, before he passed away, he launched Aspen and, Aspen is still doing stuff. It's funny. If you ever go to an Aspen booth, they have a lot of his stuff that he drew that still are sometimes variants today for both Marvel and DC. So it's interesting that, Aspen has the rights to it or owns the rights to it. But anyway, Incredible Hulk number 100. Next up, get ready for your Ofer. This is definitely Ofer. I need proof of life if you guys have it.
Yeah, this is a ghost of a book. One of my favorite cartoons, though. This is The Last Unicorn number 1. This is the Retailer Incentive A cover. IDW, April 28th, 2010. Children of the 80s will fondly remember this animated feature that stood out amongst the Disney and Don Bluth films that it was surrounded by. Since its 1982 release, it has gained a significant following and has grown in its cult status. However, this comic series marks the first time the story was adapted from the original acclaimed and beloved 1968 novel by Peter S. Beagle, with an ultra low print run of roughly 5,000 copies. This series is difficult to find. Yet to find any of the multiple variants for this issue, like this 1 in 10 ratio, it's practically impossible. Yet they are out there, as proven by this last sale of $162 for a near mint raw copy. It's not just the highest price of all time, but it's the only price that CovrPrice has seen ever. It was a fun one to see hit CovrPrice, and hope that it draws out more copies out there in the wild.
For some reason, when I saw Last Unicorn, I thought of that really trippy Tom Cruise movie. And there was a unicorn in it. Was that Labyrinth or
Legend?
Legend? Yes.
Legend.
Oh my God, you kids don't even know. Go peep out
You
Legend.
don't
That
even
is
know, right?
that is a crazy. There was like the
It's
Last
like a
Unicorn.
young Tom Cruise too. He was like,
Oh, so
Young
young,
Tom
so
Cruise.
young.
Yeah, I think Jennifer Connelly was in it too.
It was Jennifer Connelly. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was Jennifer Connelly too. Or
And
no,
who
it may
played
not have been
who played Satan or the devil or whatever that character
David
was?
Bowie. No. See, I'm
No.
mixing the Labyrinth up
No,
with the
no,
Legend.
no.
But yeah, for those
Whoever
who don't
played
know,
him when he was someone
That's
in
a
the
scary
chat knows.
creature, though, with the big
played
horns.
who played
Yeah.
the oh no, you're right, it was Mia Sarah. It was Mia Sarah.
Yeah. Jennifer Connelly was in Labyrinth.
Mia
Yeah,
Sarah. See,
Jennifer
we're getting them mixed
Connelly
up.
was in
But
Jennifer
who
Connelly was
played
in Labyrinth.
who
yeah.
played the devil guy with the horns?
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. God, the
That guy plays all the
chat
crazy
is on
demon.
fire.
Yeah,
I love
dude.
this chat.
But yeah, I remember because he had like these crazy big red horns, and I remember when it came out, I was like freaked out. I was like, "Yo, this is kind of crazy," because I think the demon was hunting the last unicorn on the planet, and they would chop off his the unicorn horn or some shit. I'm trying to remember. Now I need to go find it. I need to go watch it because it is pretty damn dark. I mean, when you think about fantasy nowadays, it's pretty dark. But for back then, we had Willow and all these other
Well,
fantasy.
it was all
films.
practical effects too. There was no
Yeah,
CGI
and
at
they
the time, too.
those practical effects they did on the devil or Satan or demon,
Dude,
whatever.
yeah.
Is
Darkness,
freaking
yeah.
Tim Curry was
awesome.
dope.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
go peep it out though. So this is not that same unicorn because
No.
this one still survived. I think
This
they
last
ended up-
unicorn, like I love this cartoon. There was this fiery bull in this that scared me as a kid. Like I was so terrified of that fiery bull.
Oh shit! I gotta go find it
Yeah.
now. No. All right, Last Unicorn, issue number 1 from 2010, Raw Dog, sold for $162. This book rules its head. I remember I pulled this book in a surprise mystery box live at WonderCon for our man Darkside Jedi.
Hey, Tiva, I wasn't sure. Were we going to break at the halfway point or not?
After this, yeah.
Okay.
Then
All right,
before
let's do
we
it after
go
this
and do, yeah.
All right. If you've been following the channel, you know that we just did this one. It's very similar, but next one up, we've got Marvel Collectible Classics, Spider-Man #1, the Chromium Edition, originally published in 1998 from Marvel Comics. And we recently covered the Marvel Collectible Classics Spider-Man #2, which featured a chromium version of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1. However, McFarlane's other iconic Spidey cover couldn't let it be beaten and hit its own high raw sale this week. This book was a super limited release of 3,500 copies that celebrated and reprinted the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 300. 3,500 copies may sound like a lot, but with the fad gimmick covers of the 90s, that's pretty minuscule. And I'm looking at you, X-Men #1, and your 8 million copies. Now, one fan recently dropped $1,195 to secure a high-grade raw copy, a reported 9.9, according to the seller. Now, to add to their collection, and being a chromium cover, they actually may see that grade translate if they ever have it professionally slabbed and added to the CGC census, making that the 14th 9.9 on record. Now, prices for this book vary drastically, completely dependent on supply and demand like most books, and it appears whoever purchased it may have gotten themselves a deal. Only time will tell.
Yeah, because this is one of those books where it's either 9.8 or it's not because of the way the chromium is, and the story is for $100 there was a mystery box that was at that Spider-Man booth at WonderCon, and I went there. I was there rocking with KRS crew and everybody. All I think all the SoCal cats. I think Gabe was working at Torpedo at the time, at the little other booth, and I remember there was a mystery box, and Ryan goes, "I'll dabble in it." I said, "Ryan," I said, "you just pay me $100 and I'll do it live on Instagram." So I'm doing it live. I go, first of all, I lift up the box, I go, wow, this box is kind of heavy, those mystery boxes, and then I'll go, So I pulled it out and boom, he got a 9.8. I was like, Ryan, you just made $1,400 because it was a $1,500 book at that time. This was,
Damn.
easily 2017 or something along those lines before, obviously the crazy prices that we are now. But even in 1998, I want to say that was sort of the bubble that burst and it started slowly inflating again, right? If you think about 2001 and the relaunch of like the Ultimates and things of that nature, like 1998,
Yeah.
it kind of survived the bubble, the publishing, all the distribution, and so they were coming back. But 3,500 is from a retailer, that's really small. I mean, nowadays 3,500 is what you would get from like an online retailer, right? As not from
That's standard for any kind of variant that somebody's going to do.
Anything
yeah,
is 3,500.
1,500 and 3,000. You get 1,500 for Virgin, 3,000 for the
Trade dress.
Trade dress. And a lot of times now though, multiple online retailers will split the difference. Like they'll both, and then that's why you'll see like two different retailers are both selling it the same book because they split the difference because then not everybody wants to pay the total amount. And I could
The
it's good
nut on
business
the
sense.
3,500, they're like, yeah, I'll share it with you. We'll put both
Yeah,
our
so-
logos on the bag.
Yeah, so Marvel Collectibles Classic Spider-Man Chromium limited to $3,500, $1,200 in a raw near mid plus. Good luck with that, boys and girls. All right, this is the oldest book on the list, by the way, and I have it.
Here we go. Digging back a little bit here. 1972. This is Shauna the She Dragon, Volume 1, Number 1 from Marvel Comics.
She Devil.
She Devil.
Devil.
Excuse me.
She Dragon would be cool too, though. I'm down with it.
Yeah, I was thinking I got caught up with Eric Larson.
I know your house is
That was
Dragon.
good.
Actually, I
Yeah.
have this book.
Swinging into the life of a happy collector. This book recently sold for a new high sale of $1,853 for a CGC 9.8. This is the first issue and first appearance of Marvel Comics' Shauna the She Devil, a reversed female Tarzan. She loses herself in a jungle. She loses herself in jungle life as an adult, and part of Marvel's 1970s attempt to launch more female heroines. The issue also features Shauna's origin and some origin it is. Shauna is a New York zookeeper whose captive big cats are killed by invading poachers. This tragedy forces Shauna to remember witnessing her father accidentally killing her mother in an attempt to defend Shauna from a wild leopard attack. That's all. That is really crazy. So she's she's kind of like a reverse female Tarzan with a Batman-esque dead parent twist. As part of her role as a zookeeper, Shauna volunteers to travel with 2 leopard cubs to Africa for reintroduction into their native habitat. An empowered Bronze Age heroine and a charming example of the white savior coming to rescue a foreign environment and its people. Shauna is not rumored to appear in any forthcoming media, nor is she the star of a new series. This issue's new high sale price is testimony to the simple fact that collectors just like furry bikinis.
And it's a frame cover too. But
I got this book, yeah.
I think she's coming because even the people who did Across the Multiverse or Into the Multiverse of Madness said that is the Savage Land. And we know Shayna is connected to Kazar eventually down the road. So, Kazar, Shayna, Sauron, that crazy ass pterodactyl, all that shit. Hey, you never know, man.
Oh
It's
no,
a
not another female superhero. Oh my god, this is
That-
terrible.
Sauron the
Stop.
pterodactyl is crazy, dude. He can read minds. That is one of the craziest characters that Marvel's ever created, man. It's nuts. All right, so Shayna the She-Devil, #1, 1972. I have this, but I don't have it in a 9.8 though. I need to go check out my grade. I need to get it. Actually, I need to get it slabbed. So I've been slacking. But now
I do love
hey,
these
now that
frame
I got
covers
low
from the
grade.
late 70s.
yeah, I think mine is a VF near mint minus. So there you go. I'm gonna sell it and just be like, I'm not a professional grader. Look at the pictures. Psych. All right, what do we got up next?
All right, folks, man, this is a good one right here. Next up, we've got Spawn, issue 221, the Todd McFarlane sketch variant that was a 1 in 25, originally published in 2012 from Image Comics. Now, there are no characters more connected to Todd McFarlane than Spider-Man and Spawn. So when Todd decided to do a series of homage covers in 2012, this pairing of his two worlds felt organic and less of a gimmick than other homages of Amazing Fantasy 15. With a rough print run of 15K for the standard cover, this was a very low order time for Spawn. Shops were primarily ordering copies for their pull customers and a few for the shelves. Of course, these homage covers were designed to catch the eyes of the collectors and then inspire them to pick up a copy. Still, stores underordered with this, with very few meeting the 1 in 25 incentive requirement. This low print run is exactly why the color version sells for a near mint raw FMV of about $81 today. Yet, this variant scarcity commanded a much larger amount this week, with a new high sale of $1,400 for a near mint copy. Congratulations to those Spawn fans who saw the value in this book when raws were only about $100 back in 2019.
So I started looking at this book and it started dwelling on me, and it started actually irking me because Todd McFarlane kind of is the one that started. I don't know if it was him, but definitely he's the one that started when they did a homage. He would say like Todd after so and so, like Platt when he did. He would say Platt after Todd, but here you don't see him say anything after Kirby Ditko. I mean, this is obviously Amazing Fantasy 15, and
Ooh, good
you know what I'm
point.
saying. So Todd is famously known for homaging other covers.
Even
and,
himself will put
himself,
Todd after Todd.
Todd after Todd. That is like Todd after Todd. So it's kind of interesting. Like I guess maybe you just assume everybody knows it's Ditko and Kirby that did this, right? I shouldn't have to say it, but it seems a bit, hey man, why not give props that it's Amazing Fantasy 15 homage? For those who want to debate what a difference in homage and a swipe is, this is a swipe because he didn't credit the original artist. You know what I mean? So I mean, if you really want to get into like,
I like the sound of that. So if he credited him,
then it's an homage. Exactly.
Since he did not credit him, he just cover swiped his ass.
If you talk to artists, that's, they have varying opinions, but most of the time, if an artist's work is copied by somebody else and they are not credited on the cover, they'll say that's a swipe. But if they're credited, like, somebody after somebody, they'll say that's an homage, right? Nowadays, everything is homage is something. And if you're Greg Land, you're just, tracing stuff. So oof, that's neither here nor there, but bring up, rips the Band-Aid off some old wounds right there. So Spawn number 221, the McFarlane sketch swipe of Amazing Fantasy 15, $1,400 in a raw dog. All right, here's the last one before we go see what's shaking the day, boys and girls.
I love this book. This is one of my favorite series of all time. So we're talking about Superman Batman #1. This is the retailer incentive special edition variant covered by good old Ed McGuinness. This is DC Comics 2003. This is one of the hottest books when it originally came out. And how could it not be, with Jeff Loeb writing and Ed McGuinness doing the art? Surprisingly, interest peaked when and then just wait, I'm gonna start over. Surprisingly, interest peaked and then just evidently died off. Yet the standard cover has remained a steady $25 book. However, this retailer incentive special edition is impossible to find. Over the years, this book has fluctuated in value. It looks like this one is back on the rise with a raw near mint copy of this variant being sold for $165 this week. The first time that we've seen it this high since 2019.
I really
I have
dig
just-
Ed McGuinness's pencil art, man. For the
Oh, I
way
love
he
Ed
draws.
McGuinness, dude.
Yeah,
I have
yes.
original art of Ed McGuinness when he was on Deadpool. I have some original pages.
Yeah, he did some great stuff on Deadpool. Yeah.
You know
I'm
what I
sorry,
really
JB,
dig?
go
I
ahead.
dig the fact that CovrPrice is putting raw sales in there. I love
Yeah.
the fact that
Yeah.
this list is not all slabs.
And
that the
remember,
whole
if
list
it's-
isn't
or not even just
what
not
the
slabs, but
highest
just- there's-
9.8 and whatever was.
We finally get some kind of
love that
idea
part.
of these raws being some kind of grade, because that's one thing that we were always asking, like, well, what was this?
Exactly.
Was this a raw, like
Yeah.
very fine? Was this like a a near mint? Was this a pour? Things like that. So
Yeah, shout out to the CovrPrice team too, because they actually will go and try to verify. Like obviously grading is subjective, especially on raw comics. So, but if it's in the description, and they
somebody
typically
paid
will
for
put
that
it-
grade. That was in the
Exactly.
description.
That's why I brought up. If it's a raw sale, they'll also say what is it, NG, or I forgot what it said. There's a saying,
No grade given.
no grade given, right? And that's basically what I just said. Hey, I'm not a professional grader. Look at the pictures and buy it. You know what I mean? That's that.
Yeah,
that
I ain't
eBay
gonna give you
person.
anything. I think
And-
it
and
looks
there's no pictures of the
awesome.
back
That's
or
my
anything like that.
grade.
Yeah,
I hate those.
because you never know when somebody says it's in really good condition. I
Oh,
say, wait a
it's
second.
pretty clean. That's not a grade, bro.
Yeah,
Pretty
like
clean's
not
on the
like
scale.
Or
they'll
nice.
say it's very good condition. I was like, wait, do you mean VG or do you mean it's very good? You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to parse it, and there's so many things on eBay that you got to watch out for. But let's hear a word from our sponsors and take a little break, so you guys can refreshen your drinks. Tired of paying 10 to 15%?
Thanks.
Join the 1% revolution.
The platform designed by collectors for collectors just got even better. MySlabs.com is proud to now feature dedicated sections for both raw cards and raw comic books. Browse over 100,000 slab collectibles, authenticated by the industry's most trusted grading companies. Then check out a massive selection of sealed wax and now raw singles and raw lots. Join a passionate, no-nonsense community of nearly 50,000 members and enjoy some of the best buyer and seller protection in the business. And as always, MySlabs offers one of the most disruptive pricing models in the hobby, with seller fees as low as only 1%. So the next time you're forced to pay 10%, 20%, or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com, the low-fee marketplace, by collectors, for collectors.
Boom. Seamless
seamless.
transition into the CovrPrice website. There you go, boys and girls.
Seamless.
Let's go see what's shaking today. This is the top 10. This is the movers. Ooh, digging that.
Good lord. Who's moving?
I'm digging that. Is that Artgerm on Action
Gotta be
Comics?
Archer.
More
It
than
looks
likely.
like Archer.
I'm sorry, we don't normally do movers, but I remember the good old days of swimsuit
Archer.
annuals. Remember the swimsuit issues like they would have, and then you would see
Oh yeah,
like
the 90s stuff. Yeah.
all the hot chicks, but then you would see like Batman, or you see Batman in a Speedo too. It's like- but we're here to see what's shaking the day, boys and girls. Let's see
Let's see what's
on
shaking.
Look
this
at that top
side.
row, man. Look at that.
Ooh.
Talk
Stop
about some
showing
Silver Age
off.
Crazy love right there, man.
Wow.
Oof.
Look at that
Dominating.
top row. You know what this tells you? This is where you should invest your money right here.
X-Men and
Silver
Fantastic
is
Four.
blue chip
Yeah.
stuff, dude. Yeah.
Pretty
Take
sure.
that $400 you spent on that acetate cover and go buy one of these.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, X-Men #1 CGC 4. Man, I remember the CGC 4.5 you can get for about $5,000. Now it's 11 grand. But yeah, this is all telling me, look, X-Men, Fantastic Four.
Look at the Doctor Doom, a 1.0 for
Oh,
$5,000, bro.
0.0.
First appearance of Doctor Doom, $5,000 and a
whoa.
1.0.
Serious?
You want to see what the highest known value is? $162,000 and a 9.4. Holy cow! The market has really flipped itself. That's got to have been sold at auction.
That stuff is
somewhere.
still like undervalued. Just
Oh.
wait till Doom appears on screen.
Yeah,
Like,
and I
forget
think
about
it's
it, man.
also in anticipation of Disney Plus Day and D23, which is next weekend.
Yep.
That allows me to self-promote. I will be going live with the Disney Plus Day stuff for the Star Wars and the Marvel panels that they're going to be having. I don't know how much they're going to stream, but I'm going to do it like I did San Diego Comic-Con. So any of you cats feel free to join me if you want, and we'll talk about the announcements and what's going to happen, man.
And then speaking of spending your money in the right place, That Edge of Spider-Verse is $3,500. You could have gotten a first Daredevil #1 for the same price.
Yeah, I used to have this in a 9.8 signed by Greg Land. And then
What?
I sold it for 800. I bought it because I had it on my pull list, and then I sold it for 800.
I remember racking this when I was working in the comic book store in that day.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Yeah. First appearance of Spider-Gwen, 3,200.
You know what?
9.6. Look at
Spend your money on what you wanted to spend your money on.
13 grand for a 9.8, man. Holy
Wow.
cow, I should have kept on. You know
Wow.
what? But hey, man, you flip it, you sell it, and you buy something else.
If you made your money off of it, got something out of it, then that's what
exactly. As long as
it's always going to go up. You know.
Yeah, you're gonna have FOMO regardless.
What
so
the
look
hell
at
is
man.
this?
Oh, this is Captain Marvel Jr.
But
Yeah.
what year is this? 1942.
Dude, this is 1942 from Fawcett Comics, Master Comics number 27. I don't even think this is his first appearance. I just think
Is
that
this
people.
No, but is this a World War II era book then with him showing up?
Yeah,
the victory sign and
1942.
everything?
Yeah, V
Oh,
for
with the V for victory.
Well, look at the cover. It's Captain Marvel Jr. fights for victory, something against the Nazis.
Against Captain Nazi
Against
and the
Captain
Blackout
Nazi.
Terror. Here.
The
Let me look at the next
Blackout
cover. You
Terror.
see how he's swinging on the Liberty Bell, fighting. You know,
Oh, he's whooping
whipping
him
him
with
with
a
a
belt.
Oh man, those brings back
That's
sorry, Dad.
dope.
yeah. I don't care. I just want to see Megan Good in the new Shazam sequel. Megan Good is my free pass if I ever get a chance.
All right, hold on, hon. This Fantastic Four first appearance of Black Panther. I agree with the people in the chat. That is an undervalued book.
Yeah. Before we go
Even
there, let's look at
now.
Man of Wars.
Look at the
Man of
colors on
Mars.
this, dude.
Excuse me.
Oh, look at
wow,
She-Hulk.
yeah. Look at those colors. All right,
She-Hulk.
I got to find out who did the art on this. I have a feeling this is a
That's
famous
awesome.
artist, but it doesn't say here. So I'm pretty sure our live chat, one of the best ever, probably
That's
the
the thing.
best
These
ever.
old artists like that, they didn't get any credit back in like the 40s
Yeah.
and 50s like that.
So this
you know.
is John Hunter of the Marsmen, but this is for 1953. Look at how well this is drawn for 1953. This was really well done. If you think about some of the corny stuff that DC and Marvel were doing, in the Silver Age, I mean, for 1953, that is some really good art.
Oh yeah, because these guys were all back then. They were all like commercial artists. They all wanted to do like ads and things of the sorts like that. But they just did this on the side for more money, or they just couldn't do it at the time, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Fantastic Four
That
number
cover's
52,
dope, too.
first appearance of the Black Panther. $6 a raw. Man, that's
What?
gotta be it's got to be a reprint or
is that
something.
the reprint one,
Yeah, it's got to be a reprint because the actual sales data is
or just some weird
s-
outlier?
a CGC 6.0 sold for $1,300. Seems
That's
very
cheap.
undervalued
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
cheap,
Yeah,
dude.
very undervalued. Oh, let me look at this one. This is dope.
What's up with this?
Look at the Captain
Oh,
America.
it's a Mark Jewelers. I love that they mark that.
Is this the Frank Miller cover?
Tivo, can you explain to the
Mm.
crowd? We've got 114 with us, some of the best out there, but there may be a few in the chat that don't understand or have never recognized the term Mark Jewelers. Could you
Yeah, Mark
explain that?
Jewelers is simply it is the name of the jewelry store that had an insert that went inside there, and they were only sold, I believe, at military bases and
In the
I don't
PXs at the military or offsite near military bases.
Yeah,
and the
exactly, yeah.
distinguishing factor between the two was whether there was a star stamp attached to the cover. And that designated whether it was actually sold on the base or off the base. But
Yeah.
in the center of the book is a jewelry insert.
exactly.
And it's the Mark Jewelers insert. So there's some rarity to it.
And there's some different colors for the Mark Jeweler insert too, because I have a Doctor Strange number 4 that has a Mark Jewelers insert, and they went through different colors. So basically,
Mhm.
the thing was a GI can buy his girlfriend a diamond ring or whatnot using going to the Mark Jewelers, using that. So there's a way to actually,
with a ring for his militaries, for the Navy rings or
Yeah,
Army
exactly.
rings.
and there's a way to look at the top of the book to tell if it's a Mark. There's a Mark Jewelers insert. So there is a whole side collecting thing of people who just look for Mark Jewelers inserts. It's gotten bigger and bigger since then. But I've known people who've been looking for Mark Jewelers inserts for at least 20 years now.
And they ran forever. They ran until like the early
Yeah.
90s too.
I mean, hell, this was from 1980, but they also have it from the Bronze Age too. So they're a good run there. I mean, now if you think about it, what the thing is, what's that game? Fortnite if that's the thing now where, people buy it just for the Fortnite code and you actually have to break open the bag and see that, this is kind of similar, but you won't ever see that. But there's a first appearance of Black Cat. Oh, my first appearance of Phoenix. Digging that. Let's look up Moon Girl because we like to look at the weird shit.
That is weird. Moon Girl.
Moon Girl number 6 from EC
1949.
Comics, 1949. Oh, I done got logged out.
You done logged yourself out. Look at you.
Well, let's see my password here. I don't even know
No,
my
it
password.
didn't show it. It didn't show it. It didn't show it.
All right.
Let's all start out.
My password is password 123.
I work in IT. My password's password.
Dude. Let me side. So one time I was working. I worked IT for over 30 years. So I remember this. I remoted into, and she goes, "I can't log in my email." I go, "What's your password?" She goes, "J." I go, "What?" She says, "J." I said, "You're kidding me." She goes, "No." Because this is before we had, password security was enforced, because nowadays it's like you have to make it at least, 10
25
characters,
digits, a character,
exactly,
a number.
You have to have a
It's
second
like-
authorization code to your phone.
Exactly. Fucking pick out the goddamn lamppost in this goddamn.
This corner one really a
Capture.
lamppost? Do I click on this one? I don't get it.
I know exactly. I hate those capture things, man. But anyway, yeah, that was.
I don't know what these letters are, but it's just weird. It's all
Yeah.
combined together.
Star Wars Clone Wars. This book continues to get hot. Wolverine.
I got
Still
that.
have that.
I got a 9.8 of
let's
that.
look at this. This
A
is
9.8 in that?
This
Congrats.
is the Marvel Super Special number 16. This is the Empire Strikes Back. Look at that.
Another
This
first
isn't a
appearance of Boba
no,
Fett.
that's not a comic book though.
No, it's a magazine. Yeah, but
It's a
it's first.
magazine.
It predates Star Wars 42 by 4 months.
What's it doing in there? No, I'm joking.
749 for a 9.6. Highest known value $4,000 in a 9.8. But yeah, that's for you hardcore people. Hey, what the fuck, Moon Girl again?
is
What's going on with Moon
What's
Girl?
Moon
man?
Girl? We better
The
get
Prince.
read the tea leaves.
Moon Girl and the Prince, number 1 from EC Comics, $711 and a 3.0. All right, somebody knows something.
Somebody
Somebody
knows
quick in
something.
our live chat. Google it. Is there?
Google
are
it.
they developing
It's-
Moon Girl?
Yeah, it's
Is it
been odd.
Maybe
from
somebody
Devil
got
Dinosaur?
confused for this Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
You're right. Some drunk fools buying on eBay. It's like, you said Moon Girl, not that Moon
Yeah.
Girl, you idiot.
Hey, we can't have a shaker show without looking at some pre-code horror. Look at
Oh, look at this
that.
guy, dude. This is awesome.
Yo, he's trying to stab some fucking kids, yo, straight up. Look at
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Porky
That kid in the
gonna make it,
red
I'm
is like, I don't
sorry.
have to be the fastest one. I just have to just outrun you.
Yeah, I just gotta run.
I
those
mean,
other
Pork
idiots.
out racing the other kid. I mean, this featuring the Crypt Keeper, the Old Witch, and the Vault Keeper. Oh man, I really
Dude.
This is Jack
Should've
Davis
got his-
cover too. That's why it's so awesome.
I should have got EC Comics when I really was like, I'm gonna collect horror, and then I didn't. Now it's like all the rage.
Yeah,
now,
I got to that point when too. Where I was like, I really want to get like these old crime pre-code stuff, but they're getting unobtainable these days.
forget about it. I think I still have this too, by the way.
Forget
This is the
about
first Moon Knight solo series.
Solo series, yeah, solo
Yeah.
story.
In the solo, even though it's Marvel Spotlight. Telling you, if you want to collect
Marvel
something,
Spotlight.
I sold
lot
mine
of
when the
people
Moon
have-
Knight movie came out.
a lot of people have collecting goals. I would tell you one of the cool things that I did was I wanted to collect like Marvel feature or Marvel Spotlight or Marvel
Yep.
preview the entire
Marvel.
run because
Yep.
so a lot of them there's some really key issues and a lot of them are just like 3D man, triathlon man, or marathon man. You know what I mean?
That's cool
shit
because
you
I like
not.
those Marvel team up books too, like those Marvel team ups where it's like the Thing teams up with whatever random
Yeah,
character.
Marvel
Yeah.
2 and 1.
Yeah, but if you went and you
Here, let
just
me-
did
let me show you how-
Spotlight and
let me show you.
Premiere,
yeah, let
if
me
you
show
did
you how
Spotlight and
badass-
Premiere,
Oh,
it'd
yeah,
be
you're running into
badass.
first appearances like
All kind of
Deathlock
good shit.
and
Look at this.
Captain Marvel.
Shh, I just sold a 4 and I got a 3 for sale. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, look at this, man. Look at this. So you got the first appearance of Red Wolf, first appearance of Wolf by Night,
Night.
first appearance of Ghost
First
Rider.
appearance of the Darkhold
Yep.
in 4.
Son of Satan.
Some of those little
ran-
Ghost
Son of
Riders have
Satan
like
had a-
first small
Satan.
appearances too. Yeah,
Son of Satan had a nice little run on here, man. Look
Yeah,
at
he
that
did.
for a while.
it turned
He
into Son of
continued-
Satan at that point. It looked like.
Yeah. First
Look at
appearance. of
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
Ah.
The Warriors 3. Holy cow, they died unceremoniously.
Oh, there's
And-
Spider Woman. There's another key.
Yeah,
There you
first
go.
appearance of Spider Woman with that
That
weird
Fury
cover's
head
awesome.
thing. So this
that-
is one of
that-
my favorite. This is one of my favorite characters, Devil Slayer. who was part of the Defenders. He is one of those C-list characters that I absolutely loved when I was a kid, when I was reading Defenders. But go look him up, man. Devil Slayer was like, that's why I love reading Bronze Age Defenders. They always had like a motley team of like just people just thrown together, just like, all right, let's go find out some evil sorcery shit. Let's go figure it out. Oh, Brother
There's the
Voodoo
other
hopping
one.
in.
Yeah, there's a nice little Strange Tales was a nice run that had some keys.
Oh,
But
forget about
I
it.
thought you were going to look up a Marvel Premiere. That's another nice run.
Yeah, I don't think we have time for that because 2 minutes in, we don't want to run too late, right? Here's this Spawn book that's super. Oh, Punks, Nyx, Submariner. Here's Ghost Rider.
I remember when that Submariner book was a joke book and nobody wanted it.
Yeah,
That's Submariner #1. Everybody used to overlook
those
that
days
book.
have passed, my friend.
true.
Those days have passed for sure. We always have to look at some goofy Golden Age covers, like.
What the hell is that dog? What is that?
That's Batman's dog.
Bathound.
I didn't know Batman had a dog.
He has a dog. Yeah, Batman has a dog. He's not as famous as
He's not gonna have a
Superman's
cat.
dog, but he has a dog.
I didn't know he had a pet. I didn't know he had
yeah.
a fuck.
Look, a picture of Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. Ace has discovered our secret identity. Yeah, he's good at getting to be a good detective too. Oh my God, that is awesome, man. That is so awesome. Of course, he's gonna be able to tell you. Dog can smell you, man. You can't throw off the scent of a dog, man.
Look
Come
at
on
that
now.
that Street Fighter
That's
Darksiders book, $500
Yeah.
for 6.
Archerm, right?
Archer.
Yeah, going
Gotta
to weird
be.
hard.
Been
ones to
seeing
come up.
Darkstalkers pop up on these lists quite a bit recently. I wonder, is Darkstalkers coming back, or is there some?
I think it's one of
new
those just like fighting game people getting into the comics kind of thing, like video games crossing.
Oh
into
yeah,
comics,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
the
We
fighting
saw
games
that
and stuff.
definitely during the pandemic, and then up to now, we've seen a lot of people from the video game world come over to the comic book world, and actually, Fortnite is a perfect example of that. I mean, people were buying those Fortnite books for DC just for the code so they can get the skins.
There's a lineup of just soccer moms at comic book stores trying to get that book for their kids and ask them out.
And they're like, "Do you have this?" They're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, they just show you their phone because they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, my son told me to get this. Can you tell me what it is? And you're like, "Jeez." SpongeBob SquarePants, cult following.
That #1's a big book, dude. That's a couple $100 easily.
Porous Primus issue 9.8, 450. Don't sleep on SpongeBob. 810 is the highest known value sold back in February. And I want to look at one more here, which is dope. Star Wars Jedi versus Sith. Look at that cover. First appearance of Darth Bane, not canon, but we do know that
Could be.
not canon really doesn't mean anything anymore
Yeah,
because
shit.
Filoni
Yeah.
is bringing in characters that were considered non-canon when Disney bought Lucasfilm, and Ahsoka Tano and all those characters that he did in Clone Wars and Rebels, and he's so I think this is I've never seen Star Wars comics worth more than they are now, to be honest with you. And back in the day, the only thing really worth was Star Wars #1 from 1977, maybe the second appearance, which is even then it wasn't that
No,
expensive.
back
Just
then nobody
recently-
cared. It was like
Yeah,
one and Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett, and then like the last. But recently, it's like people have been like reading everything, and the Star Wars world is getting bigger. So, like I said, D23 is right around the corner, so I would expect some more information. Oh, I think
That's next
Andor
Thursday,
dropped
isn't it?
some- Yeah,
That's next
well,
Thursday.
it's going to be Disney Plus Day, and then leads into the D23, which
Okay.
is that whole weekend. I'm not going, but I'm going to be here
Uh-huh.
online.
You mean
with
that
you
fantastic
guys.
forecasting? I'm waiting. Come on.
Yeah, I already know. We already know it's not John Krasinski
No.
because even the directors
Really?
of the directors of they were just like, this is total fan service, because Krasinski's a famous, plus he got, I don't even know what she did to him, but he got fucked up. I don't know what he stretched him out or something. I don't know what the term is. Oh, there you go.
got
Darkstalkers
shredded.
has an animated series coming. I
Oh,
wouldn't be
can't wait for
surprised
that.
because Netflix has a huge anime division now, it seems like, and so, and like I said, if you think Darkstalkers has too much boobage in it, go see Bastard with exclamation marks on Netflix. They go full on boobies, but it's weird to show the boobies with no nipples. I don't understand that, but anyway, let's carried away here with our boobies and nipples and whatnot. Yeah, we lost all you guys already. So, Gabe, any last words?
I like nipples.
All right. Great last
yeah.
words. JB, any last words?
Me too.
Yeah.
No, no. Thanks for showing up tonight. And if you didn't know, I'm coming to that platform, that selling platform that everybody's on that we're not going to say. But if you want to see what I'm bringing, you got better check me out on that platform. It's going to be good.
Well, the Lords have spoken, and I erected a poll on the Lords community page, and over, I think, there was like 200 people voted on it, and they said 90% of them said they'd rather have the old Lords of Longbox YouTube auction than me going on Whatnot.
Ooh, when are we doing that?
We're going to plan something pretty soon here. Probably give us a few weeks, though. Actually, you know what? Let me check right now from when I last erected my poll.
Did you erect the poll again?
It was on my community page. So 197 people voted. I said, I've finally been approved to be a Whatnot seller. Here's the question. Would you rather buy from us on Whatnot or on the old school YouTube auction we used to do on a quarterly basis? 197 votes, and 87% of you said YouTube auction.
Ooh,
13% of you said Whatnot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no.
Hey, we like to keep it old school. So speaking of which, I will see you guys Tuesday, actually, for the Cover Price Top 10. I'm going to enjoy She-Hulk, and I'm going to enjoy CGI twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm going to watch Lord of the Rings. So I am full on. Ooh, I can't wait for tonight.
That's out.
Yep.
Yeah. That Wrexham series too, where Ryan Reynolds bought that soccer team.
Oh yeah. I thought
fun.
it was a scripted show, but it's like a real documentary. It's like, after Ted Lasso, I'm like, I'm down. Whatever. Anything with Americans and soccer, I'm down, man. Ted Lasso is one of my favorite series.
Ted Lasso is incredible. That's the reason to get Disney Plus or Apple Plus is for that.
And the dude that eventually plays Hercules, perfect.
Oh God,
Perfect casting. He is
the one with the bad breath episode is the best.
Oh my God, dude. I was crying. My girlfriend came downstairs to make sure I was okay. She goes, what are you doing? I go, oh my God, you have to see this scene. Just look at the episode. I forgot what season it is. It's the Christmas
second
episode.
season. It's the second
season.
season.
It's the Christmas episode. And his niece has really bad breath. I don't want to give it away. Just go watch it. All right, boys and girls. We'll see you Tuesday for the Cover Price Top 10. Have a great weekend. Stay cool and stay hydrated. Until again, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God.
Hold on and get some, boys. In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright. In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright. Go on and get some, boys.
Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
What's in the box?